Wisdom K came back and styled a bunch of new fonts, and I frankly don't have time to make another video like the first one I did, but I do want to address Wingdings and how it's become this kind of meme. Not just in his video, but El Cordova has done a sketch riffing off it, and even SNL used it as a punchline, and I think people just don't understand Wingdings at all. They're like, oh, Wingdings has such chaotic energy, as if you're meant to use it like another font, but that's absolutely not the point. Wingdings is like a living fossil. It's like the last dinosaur of a whole genre of fonts that was really useful in the past. Wingdings itself is not even an original font. It is like a Celebrations chocolate sampler from Lucida symbol and Lucida arrows. And Lucida was the first super family of digital fonts. You had Lucida Blackletter, Lucida Fax for legibility on fax machines. There was Monospace, Lucida Grande, the UI font for Mac OS for many years. So when Microsoft picked Lucida fonts for system fonts, they also commissioned a greatest hits of those symbol fonts and renamed it Wingdings. Of course, it wasn't the only dingbat font. Dingbats were a whole genre of symbol fonts. You used them as decorative elements, and you would kind of use them like we use emoji today. They were really popular in that early desktop publishing era because of file size. Think about how lightweight the file is for a font versus 52 separate files. And when people were using floppy disks that had 1.4 megabytes, that counted for a lot. But you could also download a lot of homemade symbol fonts in the early days of the web. Downloading was really slow on dial-up, so they became really popular and there was a lot passed around. But they kind of died off as soon as you had Google Images and broadband. It was actually quite difficult to pick out the right symbol. You'd have to like open Character Map and browse through the collection of symbols. It wasn't that easy to use, especially compared to image search. There's a transitional period when SVG graphics and some of the embedding was a little wonky online, and the symbol font came back for user interfaces. For example, Font Awesome is a collection of different UI icons and things that could be downloaded originally as a font. I think you can get it in multiple formats now. It had utility again as a web font genre, but people don't know about it because it's not as famous as Wingdings. But the whole genre actually links back to a really old idea, which is printers' ornaments. Those little flourishes at the end of a chapter or borders around a page would actually be set in these little symbols slotted in with lead type or wood type. And they were really useful back in that analog print era. The dingbat font was like a digital translation of that idea. But now it's kind of lost all of that meaning and has just become a meme. But maybe that's a good way for it to live on.